Happy Memorial Day to each and every one, honoring our military personnel who have died serving the United States Armed Forces. I'm sure each of one know or have a family member that has served. Let's remember them during this time and be safe out there. All right. So good day, good morning, good evening. And this is week 38 of my Robinhood portfolio. We will go over our Robinhood portfolio. We will also look at our PowerPoint chart. We will also cover our Charles Schwab account. We will go over our Excel spreadsheet. And we have an additional Excel spreadsheet that's going to be showing the average price of each ETF of YieldMax since inception. That's going to be the average dollar amount since inception for YieldMax funds. All right. And then we will do our Q&A. And I think that will pretty much wrap it up if I didn't overlook anything. So let's get to it. All right. As you can see, we closed Friday at around $56,220. As you can see, my account is active, and I think it's because of the Dogecoin over here. Other than that, I don't think these numbers will be fluctuating. All right. So live, we are up $17.20. For the day, we're down $97.22. For the week, we're up $584.41. All right. For the past month, we're up $11,536,000. I think I said it wrong. $11,535. All right, for the past 3 months, we're up $11,177. Year to date, we are down $1,214. For the past year, we're up $20,754. And all time, we're up $14,139. All right. Let's check our buying power. We're sitting at 31,000. All right. Available margin is $95,074. We've used $64,066. Our buffer is at 14.25% for $7,763. Our interest rate is at 5.5. And just a reminder for those who may be seeing this video for the first time, if you have a gold membership, the first $1,000 of margin is free, no interest whatsoever. So if you decide to get margin and you want to just play it safe and not be charged any interest, you can do that with just using $1,000 and not having to really worry about paying interest on it. All right. So we have 7763 buffer. So if we wanted to withdraw money from this account, we will be able to withdraw 7548. All right. Let's get back to it. All right. First up, we're going to cover our biggest position, which is going to be CONY. CONY closed at closed at 887 on Friday. Market value stands at $70,959. We're down $23,949. This was around 33 or 35,000. So we can see that in the past month here, that CONY was down as low as 721, 733, and we made some recovery. And got as high May the 22nd at $9.11. Even though it's showing 10, I do recall it being 9.11. All right. So we made that. Our average cost is $11.86. We still have $8,000. All right. And the last time we got paid with CONY, let's see here. believe it's right here. We had 6,072 shares for 65 cents as the dividend payout for $3,952. All right, so we're going to be getting paid out this week in CONY, right? So do we have our YieldMax? All right, so Group C here is what we're going to get paid out this week. We have AMD, we have CONY, we have Kavana, and that's it for this group. And then our weekly ETFs, we have YieldMax and ULT. I may have some different ones in the Charles Schwab account, but I think that's it pretty much. All right. So we're going to get paid this weekend. Now, one thing we got to be careful with is and we look at CONY, right? All right, so it was down a few weeks ago, but in the past month it's made some recovery, right? So we got paid 65 cents. I don't know because I'm not I don't read the puts and calls and know all that stuff, but just on the price going up and probably the volatility of CONY, I'm gonna estimate that we'll get somewhere between 75 and 85 cents for this week on Wednesday. Now the market's going to be closed on Monday because it's Memorial holiday, but on Wednesday they should make the dividend announcement. Right now, let me check something because of the holiday and see will we get paid Friday or will we get paid Monday. Okay, so this is May the 26th right now. And okay, let's look at my calendar. So we'll be on here. All right, so it's gonna be this here. So the 28th is Wednesday. All right, so we will get that announcement. 29th is gonna be the EX date and the record date, and we will get paid the 30th. So it still stands. All right, great. All right, so one thing that I might be a little concerned with, we had some downpour in the market on Friday because of the announcement of the tariffs. But today, it was stated that President Trump has agreed to delay a deadline for the 50% tariffs on all EU products. So he had stated, I believe, on Friday morning or sometime Friday that they was going to do this, and sometime today, it's been pushed out, I believe, to July the 11th. I mean, July the 9th. July the 9th. I was going to go to business here. But anyway, July the 9th, I believe is when it's been pushed back. So that's going to be positive going into Tuesday and hopefully the remainder of the week, which won't have, I believe Jay said that when they decide what they're going to pay out, they pretty much decide Friday before the week that they actually declared, right? They just announced it on Wednesday. So I have 8,000 shares. So if they happen to pay 75 cents, right, my account is going to drop in value $6,000 come Thursday, right? Because they announced it on Wednesday. The amount is taken out on Thursday. So you can see my account drop. If it was 75 cents, we can see it almost drop down $8 and possibly go under $8. If we're talking 85 cents for 8,000 shares, $6,800 in value that my account will drop. Hopefully we have some upward pull, people buying in. It won't fall as much, but we never know. So that's what I got to have. I think I have enough buffer to sustain that. We'll see. All right, moving along. Misty closed at 21.42. We have a market value of 16,090 shares. We're down $4,200. Average cost is 27.12 for 751 shares. Margin ratio is at 70%, which is too high to be buying Misty. But at this price, I would love to be buying Misty to bring this price down. But due to this, I won't do it just yet. All right, so we got we got paid dividends for YieldMax. 1347 is what it closed at. We have market value at 673. We're down $105. Average cost is 1559. 50 shares, and the buying maintenance requirement is only 30%. And let's see, we got this on May the 23rd for 50 shares at 19 cents, $9.30. All right, we also got paid for Platy. All right, so Platy closed Friday at $62. Our market value is at $13,330. We're down $978. Our average cost is at $66.55. So we're above our average cost, right? No, yes, no, we're down. We're down. So we're down. All right, 215 shares. We added 15 shares this past week, right? So XPay and I think Palantir, some of the positions that I have are at 25% maintenance. So I will probably nibble, not buy as much as I've been buying, but nibble when I have the opportunity. As long as it's below my average cost, I'll keep nibbling. But I'm definitely going to be focused more on getting this margin down to a reasonable amount. Hopefully each month I won't buy no more than $1,000 worth of a position, and continue to let the rest start going towards that margin so we can start to put a dent in it. Before this 90-day pause is supposed to be in effect, but look like that's not guaranteed, which you never, that's always to be expected. All right, so Palantir is another position we have. It closed at 123.60. The price is above our average cost, so we are in the positive. $435. Market value is over $6,700. Average cost is $115 for 55 shares. Maintenance at 30, so it's a pause. But one thing with Platy and Palantir is it helps stabilize my overall margin account, so it won't fluctuate, I believe, as fast, because these are going to hold value. So, and that's about 67 and 13. So that's a little bit over $20,000 that should be stabilized. All right, our other position we had was Ulti. It's at 612. Market value is over $2,400. We're down almost 2,000. Average cost is $9.12 for 400 shares. We got paid $39.16 for 400 shares. All right. Let's review that. All right. So we all know that Palantir paid out $7.04. Morrow $1.97. Babo $1, and Nvidia $1.63. And the max is YMAG paid out 26, and YMAX I believe paid out 19 cents, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. All right, so we can see here this is Morrow. We had 12 shares at 197, gave us 23.67. We have Platy. We had 200 shares at 704. That gave us $1,408. All right. We had YMAX, as we stated, 50 for 930. And we had Ulti 403 for 39.45. Now, I wanted to show you all this. You can't see it because the thing is up. Okay. But anyway, this is AMC right here. I can't actually show you that it is, but oh, there it is. You just have to, there it is. All right. So here, AMC. So my two largest positions is going to be AMC and CONY. All right. So CONY, I have I have 8,000 shares at $11.86. 86 cents, excuse me. I'm trying to get that right. So that's $94,880 invested in the CONY. But I have a larger position that's greater than CONY, and that is AMC. As you can see here, I have 10,001 shares at an average cost of $9.90. All right. So you can see the market value is at 32. We're down 66. But the total value of that account is going to be $99,009.90. So that is greater than my CONY position. And yes, I am down in both. But the reason why I'm showing you this is because of here. But you can't see it because my screen is cut off. But anyway, a month ago, AMC was at 271. It closed around 325. So it's gone up over 50 cents in the last month. In the last week, it's been having some activity, volumes increase. And it was around 4 years ago in June that GME and AMC had a short squeeze. All right, so you can see you can't see this over here, but I have 43 shares of GME for an average cost of $25.42. I'm just showing you that because it's part of this whole thing here with AMC, GME. But yeah, so I got 10,000, one share with an average cost of $9.30, $99,000 invested in AMC. So if it gets above $10, we will be in profit. If it's short squeeze and head to $50 or $100, that'll be a significant amount of money that will be life changing for me and for my family. All right. So, all right. So next we want to hit our Excel spreadsheet. No, we want to hit our Charles Schwab account. I want to show you that right quick. All right, so here's our account value for our Charles Schwab account. It's $2,015. We've in what is it? It's been two to 3 weeks that we had this cash account, and so far we've gotten paid $143.98 in dividends. And you can see these are the position we have. We invested, I believe it's saying 1804, but I thought it was 1810. But anyway, so you can see I'm up in value, right? Because of the dividends. I'm up at $67 in profit there. But I have just a small position. I'm waiting on some tax returns so I can put more money in here. I haven't got my federal or state back yet because I filed at the last moment. But I thought it would be back sooner. All right, so we're going to put that money when we get it in here. And also the end of June, beginning of July, we're going to put another $23,000 to $25,000 in this account, I believe. And that would be our last time accruing any more debt to our debt balance. And this is also going to aid that that money of $25K potentially with that and the tax return and what I got in here, it should be about $30,000, which should generate about $2,000 on the minimum mid to low side of returns on these, depending on if I can get in the prices low before they go up. But anyway, I just wanted to show you that before I proceed to my Excel spreadsheet. All right, so let's go and review this. And then we will show you the other spreadsheet about the average cost of dollar cost for each ETF since inception. All right, so active income. for the month of May stands at $3,777.71. For last week, we had accrued $6,481.66 in dividends for the month of May, and being paid out with Palantir and YieldMax and OT. Excuse me. You can see that that brings our total for the month of May to be $7,991.10. All right. So our year to date total active income stands at $22,386.84. Our passive income stands at $32,346.01. And you can see my deduction from my tithes there. So our combined income at this point in time is at $54,732.85. My average of active income is $44.77.37. And my passive income, which is dividends, stands at $64.69.20. Our prior margin balance was at $64,560.86. We got paid some dividends, but we also bought 15 shares of Platy, which brought this back up to $64,066.95. But it is a little bit lower, but not much. All right. Robinhood Gold still stands at $25,000. Interest still stands at $1,000. Average interest for the past 5 months is $214, which is not bad on, let's say it's averaging about 53 to 55, because I got it down to almost 35. Now I'm back at 60. Right. So just think for a moment. I know y'all see all this debt up here, right? And you see all this interest, and you see what I've accrued in 5 months, $12,000 in interest, averaging $2,400 a month in interest. It's going up. But check this out. So when I get this margin down to maybe like 10 or 15, maybe 20, I'm going to transfer this over into this margin balance. So if this balance is if it's accrued this much in 3 months, right? No, 5 months. That's how much interest it has accrued in 5 months, just $1,000, because it's pretty low, 5.75 or 5.55. Now, take 64,000 or 65,000 of this debt, transfer it to this margin at this rate, $1,000 versus 12,000. Do you get what I'm saying? So when I get this margin down to a reasonable amount, I will start to eventually cipher this off, transfer it over here, and be charged somewhere around this amount over the coming 6 months versus this right here. Because if this remains, this is going to be almost $25,000 or more, maybe $30,000 at the end of the year in interest. So we know that coming June, July, we will strategically be allow this margin to be paid down so that we can offset some of this margin, these loans and interest and HELOC, all the credit cards, all that. And so I believe this will work, but we will see. All right. Now, always, as they say, bearing whatever the news in the market, life can change all that. All right. So our total debt stands at $270,533, right? So that is up from the beginning of the month because I did buy more CONY, over 1,900 shares of CONY at 808, I believe, somewhere around there. I bought some more Platy, and I bought Palantir. So we'll see if this all plays out. Because I can now, the goal is, if I need to, I can sell the Palantir, right? That's about $6,000, maybe $5,000-$6,000. That would bring down the margin if need be. I would sell Platy if need be. I'm going to try to hold out, get the margin down. That way I won't have to. But it's all part of the plan. All right. So my Robinhood deposits, I haven't deposited anything since February. So, and I haven't withdrew anything since February. All right. I was coming close. I came close this week to withdrawing. I contemplating $500 or $1,500, but I was able to find some money in the couch, so to speak, as a figure of speech. I forgot I had money that I had been having withdrawn from my active income over a period of time that had a little money there, and I was able to touch it and got that debit card out and start using some of that money. It's not much, but it was enough to where I wouldn't have to withdraw. So I don't know if that'll be the case this week, but probably come June, if I don't get this other money that I'm hoping to get my hands on, I may have to start to cipher a little bit out just to get me through for a month or two. All right. So over here, this showing supposedly the amount invested in CONY. This is the total amount of dividends I've received with all my CONY so far. And once we get this 58 taken care of, we'll be breaking even and CONY will be house money. Misty is almost there. So next week we'll be getting paid Misty. And this will probably almost be breaking even. All right. Now to the other spreadsheet. All right. So what this is, as you can see here, it says YieldMax at this tab here. So this is all of YieldMax ETF. All the YieldMax ETFs. All right. Wait a minute. No, that's not all of them. That's all of them except for the weekly. The weekly, I got them right here. So let's bring this. Can we bring that down here? Yeah. You get right here. All right. Here's the weekly. All right. So let's explain this. What I got here. Don't pay this yellow line here any attention. That was for something else. All right. So what we have here, these, for instance, this is Tesla. This is the oldest OG of all your maxes. Then you followed by OR. Now the rest of these are not in order, but most of these, I may have made a mistake with one or two, and then get maybe 1 month in there because I was getting this information from stock analysis, and then I did discover a few of them had not updated. I think like what was it? Morrow only had 2 dividends payout showing, but it's had several. So I had to actually go to YieldMax website and get that information. But anyway, these two I know are OGs, right? So this is the first dividend here that Tesla paid was $2. So since then up until most recently, they're $76, right? Tesla is averaging $1.11. All right. OARC 43 cents, Apple 39 cents, Nvidia 124. All right, so what does the color codes mean? All right, so anything that's red here is paying out less than 50 cents. It's been averaging less than 50 cents since inception. So you can see OARC, Apple, Disco, Microsoft, Exxon, JP Morgan are averaging per since inception less than 50 cents payout. Now these are probably conservative as far as I don't know about, because since these are conservative, I really don't really pay that any attention to the prices of what these yields are. I don't know if they're stable, they got now roach. I don't know because it's less than 50 cents, so I don't really pay to it unless it's a weekly ETF like OT and YieldMax or YieldMax. All right. So this orange is going to be anything between 51 cents and 99 cents. All right, so we got AMC, FBY, Facebook, Netflix, AMD, so forth and so forth and so forth. All these orange tabs are going to be between 51 cents and $1. All right. And likewise for the green is $1, between $1 and $2. The black is between basically $2 and $3. The purple, I thought it was purple. Did I? What? Yeah. See, I don't know why that changed. Let's save that. All right. Purple was between $3 and $4, and this bronze or rust looking color is $4 and up. All right, so here's our weekly ETFs. As you can see, YMAG and YMAX, they've been paying out for a long time. And YMAG and YMAX of the weekly ETFs, both are under 50 cents, which we are pretty well aware. But you can see over the course of time that YMAX is averaging more than YMAG for right now at 25 cents. So that's since inception. You know, you can see over the time how it was. I believe this when it was probably paying monthly here, and then at some point it went to a weekly. Alti is averaging about, is that right? That's what it's saying. Well, because it's had some dollar figures. That's why. Excuse me. It had some earlier high paying before it went weekly. So over since inception, it's averaging 53 cents. All right. Since inception. All right. This is not averaging a week. This is not averaging a month. This is since inception, since it started paying to this last paying dividend. This is what it's averaging. All right. You can see LFG is doing that as well. The rest of them are under 50 cents. All right. So those are the weekly ETFs. Now I got them broke down here in the group. Oh, let's go back here. So of the weekly ETFs, all combined, the group is averaging 35 cents since inception. Now, some of these don't have a long payout history, but hey, we're documenting it, right? All right, so let's go to Group A. Group A's got Tesla, OARC, and so forth and so forth and so forth, right? All right, you can see out of Group A, the best paying ones are going to be Tesla since inception, 111, Babo, 158, and Dips, which is an inverse, which I don't touch right now because I ain't trying to put my head around that, right? So in medium, you got YBIT, Crush, which is an inverse, and Snowy. Since inception, this is what they're paying out. And as a group, they're averaging 78 cents since inception. All right. Next, we got Group B. Group B. All right. So in Group B, we've got NVIDIA and Morrow that are paying over $1. We got Platy is paying the bronze or rust color. It's averaging $4.39 since inception. You can see that big payout right there, 704, tops all YieldMax distributions. All right. And the lowest in this group is going to be JP Morgan or JP Morgan. And the rest are doing, medium. Okay. All right. Next, we've got Group C. Oh, so this group, I'm going to go back to Group B. I'm sorry, y'all. Group B is averaging since inception $1.25. Since inception, $1.25. Group A, 78 cents. Group B, $1.25 since inception. All right, Group C. Group C, as we can see, it has CONY averaging 143 since inception and Fiat averaging $1.03 since inception. Now, this inception doesn't have a long I mean, fiat doesn't have a long history, right? Like CONY. Now you see a blank, that means we haven't gotten the dividends for this month. All right. All right. So in this group, the worst one is going to be Microsoft, right? Just barely under 50 cents. All right. The highest one is going to be Convana, paying averaging 3.19 since inception, which is only have 3 payments. So I don't know if this is going to continue, but if that continues, that's going to be nice, right? All right. So group C is averaging $1.11 since inception for all the ones that they have. The best ones are going to be CONY, Fiat, and Kavana. And Robinhood hasn't paid any out yet. I don't know if it's going to pay this week or not. But anyway, moving right along, Group D. Group D. All right, out of this group, we've got Misty since inception, averaging $2.64, and SMCY averaging $2.33, and Winter averaging averaging since inception, $3.19. All right, but it doesn't have a long pay history, right? SMCY has some decent paying history. That first one was $5.35, and a lot of people don't forgot about that one. SMCY. I do believe Super Microcomputer, if it can get, they had the problems with their accounting. If they can just get stabilized and be consistent, I believe this baby can average just as well as what Palantir is doing. That's just my opinion. If it doesn't do that, it can do at least what Misty is doing. Once it stabilizes and get all its accounting practices, and that's just my opinion. There's no facts, just my opinion, people. All right, so this group D, is averaging $1.28 since inception. You can see this. The longest history is going to be Appley with this group. All right. All right, so let's go back over that. The weekly, and since inception, is averaging 35 cents. Group A is averaging 78 cents. Group B, $1.25. Group C, $1.11. And Group D, $1.28. Now, you see these defiance, reg shares, and so forth. Now, I did this like 8 months ago, right? And I haven't been keeping up with. So the reason why you see all this blank space. But I did go and update the YieldMax version of that. And perhaps when I have time, I'll do the others. Round Hill, Curve, Neos. All those I had done about 8 months ago. All right. Supposed to been doing this video, updating it at least once a month. But when they did the shifting of the distribution for YieldMax, going weekly and staggering the monthly, I just got all out of wits and never got back to it. All right. Next, let's hit our let's see what the crypto market is doing. Let's update this. All right, you can see Bitcoin is at 109, and Ethereum's over 2,500. XRP is currently at 234. All right. All right. Don't forget to check out YieldMax website if you want to know what it's going to take. So if I invested, like I was telling you all, that 30,000 I think I was going to have. You see what I would get if I put it in MST. This is what I would get annually. Average this monthly based on this last stock price and this dividend payout. So that's what it's based it on. This is a website created by Bad Financial Decision. Go check out her channel. All right. So if we put this in Platy, this is what we be getting, averaging about $752 a week, about $3,200 a month off $30,000, right? I like that. But that's based on this. So Let's bring this down to 5. Would it let me do that? Will it go back? All right. So that's saying about 2100. Is that right? Did it change? 7.04. Nope, it did. But anyway, nice website, beautiful. All right, so let's get to it. Oh, this is my Twitter for your. Okay. All right, so Crush. This is the Robinhood portion of Snowball Analysis. You can see here $94,880 invested in a CONY, Misty 20,000, Platy 14,000, Palantir 6,300, OT, and SMCY. The rest of them are just small amounts. You can see what the value of the account is. All right, you can see the dividends received. CONY 33,470, Misty 16,784, Platy 1,400, OT 1,200, and SMCY $2,100. You can see the profit from CONY, which, like I said, we'll get paid in CONY this week. 33,000 in dividends so far. That's not including the Charles Schwab account. It's independent of the Charles Schwab account, but you gotta totality. You gotta put that in there. So we're down 23,000, right? But we're up in profit, $9,600. Misty, we've received almost 17,000 in dividends in Misty. All right, we're down $4,100, but we are at $14,000 in profit. All right, so let's just get a totality. All right, you can see my cost basis for everything that I'm invested in is $152,000, right? And that value sits at, the value of this has gone down to this right here, $120,000, right? All the dividends received so far, 58,000, 438,000. This should be what, maybe 63,000 when CONY pay. I'm just saying, don't know what CONY gonna actually pay out. All our accounts were down 32,000, but we have total profit of $25,940. All right, here is the Charles Schwab version of that. Misty, Palantir, Platy, SMCY, Morrow. I am Misty, Platy, SMCY, Morrow, and CONY, and ETH, and Carvana. These are the positions that I'm really looking forward to make some high yield into. Of course, I don't have these build up like I do CONY and Misty, but we're gonna get there eventually. Excuse me. It is very late. All right, let's get to our Q&A so we can hurry up and get out of here. All right, let's keep, like, we got 29 questions that were asked. All right, first up, Von Pierce said, simple and to the point, great content. I said, thank you, Pierce. I'm trying to keep it short, but the amount of ETFs to cover push it to the 15-minute mark. It's a large amount of ETFs to cover, and I'm pushing it. So that was on this video that I had played at 7:04. All right. 7 Sideways says, new ticker for me to look at. Thank you. I said, yes, sir. As soon as you turn around, they drop another. And it's getting hard to keep up. All right. Big Brot said, I'm so new to this. Do you all hold these ETF of YieldMax and collected dividends, or buy and sell them often? So I replied, because it's hard to say concrete what everyone's doing or even what I'm doing in this matter, because I'm fluent right now. I have something set, but if something changes in the market, I need to be able to adapt, and I do. I said, big bro, It's hard to answer that one because everybody investment strategy is different. You have to take your time and figure out what will work best for you. Some people are looking for it as a retirement, and some people are in it for a period of time. And some people, when they see another ship doing better, they're moving and jumping on that one. I'm personally trying to purchase the one with the highest yield, hoping to maintain as much of my initial investment as possible. But if not, I'll stay there until I can strategize a new move. As you can see, my CONY position, I'm down about 23K, but I'm still there because long term, I think I'll be fine. Brent said, "Hey, bro." Excuse me. He said, "Hey, bro, another good week to hold YMAX." And yeah, YMAX is paying the bills. I'm looking forward to $3,800 in distribution for the month of May. Thanks for all you do. Retired life. And every day is a Saturday. Nice. I thought look up those hashtags. I said Brent YMAX has been very impressive these last couple weeks. As that's almost $1,000 a week. Let's get it, man. Fit and Ready said great coverage. Excellent game for those that are holding shares. I said thank you, Fit Ready. Hopefully we'll be wise in our decision making and we come out on top. Capital says, why is everyone going wow? Platy, like Misty didn't pay $4 twice. Remember, Misty was a $20 ETF. Remember, Misty was a $20 ETF and Platy is a $50 ETF. Due until Platy pays over $8 and twice, it has done nothing Misty hasn't done already. It's basically what he's saying. And I get it because look, you can pay $50 and get one share, or you can pay $20 and get two shares. And if this is paying out $2 or close to $3, you almost getting what Plate is getting. Everybody has their flavor. I said capital. You're running the numbers. Others are only seeing the numbers. You're doing the math. I can honestly say I wasn't expecting 704. I was expecting between $5 and $6. The highest I ever saw was Zim at $6.40. Just sent the numbers. Just send the numbers. Just seeing the numbers. Excuse me. It can be mind blowing. So that's a Ferrari, and this is the cops. Love Your Life says, bro, Platy, dog. Platy. I did not think any of these ETF would do better than Misty did from its last distribution. Wow. I was dead wrong. Now Platy has hit my highest payout of my YieldMax ETF. I said, yes, sir. Platy has topped it all. Misty highest payout was $4.42. Platy of the past 8 months is averaging $4.39, and Misty of the past 14 months is averaging $2.64. Those are numbers months that they have been paying since inceptions. So Misty's paid 8 months. Now Platy's paid 8 months, and Misty's paid 14 months, and this is what they're averaging. Yep. All right. You keep. I can't pronounce it. Says, what do you think about SPYI? I said SPY is from Neos, looks very stable, and the price pays out a nice conservative dividend. Look like it would be a place that I would park my money once I've accumulated money to be in a safe place and still get a return on it. Maurice Patterson says, I know someone with 5,000 shares of Platy. They will get $35,000 on Friday. I just told someone I saw the comments about this in Yahoo chat, but it turns out it was you, Maurice. And you were the person with 5,000 shares getting 35,000. Incredible, Maurice. Fire, fire. I love it. I love it. Now, that may not be you, Maurice. I'm just messing with you, man. But hey, to whomever has got 5,000 shares, mm, 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 mm. You done made, you done made in 1 week more than I have in my active income from my employee, or you have made more in 1 week than I have in 5 months in dividend payout. That is unbelievable. Mm, mm. All right. Guy says, so Platy basically topping Misty, right? And once again, I repeated those numbers that I did earlier so they can see and make that determination for themselves. That funny says, wow, Platy. Here. I said, yeah, it's running. I see you checking out my chick. She's got it. Yeah, Platy is running. She got them nice curves. He laughed back. I was trying to find it. I was like, I know somebody done said something. They laughing. All right. So he replied back. He was laughing. He said, that's funny. Alan says, man, thank you for the updates. Brought some Platy this morning. Thankful for the payout coming Friday. Yes, Alan, it's nice. I don't know what price you got in. I know it did come down, and so everyone don't be surprised. If it's paying out $7, it's going to drop significantly. But Platy has shown that it has a good recovery, so we're looking forward for the coming days and weeks to make its recovery back up to $70 or more. I said yes, the real price. Yes, that's basically what I was saying. Thank you, Alan. Um, A Cup says $7 Platy. What in the world? Whoever bought that early is breaking even in 6 to 7 months. Laughing out loud. No, this is nothing to laugh about. This is marvelous. $7. Yes. Yep, that's amazing. How can you can get your initial investment back in a short period of time and have a house money going forward depending on your investment strategy. Mm. Yeah, I didn't want to get in Platy initially because of the price, and then I think because I was near margin call and didn't have spare money. But when Washington started talking positive, my value in my account went up, and I was able to make a move. So I'm thankful for that. Ron Thompson says we stepping with the big dogs this week. Great content. I sold 30 shares of Nvidia 2 weeks ago because I saw no way out. Boy, was I wrong. Good lesson for me. I said, yes, sir. Last week was pretty good. Nvidia was $106 a month ago and got up to 135. So the underlying Nvidia follows suit. Nvidia was in the 14s, got up to 16. Now it's back to 14. Paying out our $1.63 in dividends comes with the territory. Unfortunately, that means NAV erosion. But hey, you still might have done good. I did hear that they was talking about Nvidia doing some sort of business deal with some other company, and I think they're giving somebody some chips, maybe an open AI or something. They're giving somebody some chips, so it's gonna have its time where it's gonna run up and run down. So it depends on whether you like it or not. All right, next. All right. Dennis says, "What's up from your Midwest brother? I found an ETF. I found a ETF with an incredible distribution pay. The ticker is IMRA and IMST. Check it out, my brother. Have a great day." I can't believe I didn't see this. I have heard of that one, but I haven't heard of. Let's just take a look right quick. Um, let's do this. Mm, 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 mm. Bitwise. All right, $42. Inception just happened. So it's fluctuated between 52 and 60 so far. Um, has it paid out any dividends? What? Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. $9.33. What? Maybe that was just the first one, but that's crazy. Wow. Maybe that's why it dropped. Yeah. So if it's at 60, it dropped $10, that's 50. Man. Wow. Okay. Now I did hear about the other one. I think I heard or saw someone talking about it. See what is she doing here? All right. So it's 49, 60 on the assets, shares, inception. Okay, just started. Ooh, drop all the way down to 39 and 52-week high. Ooh, got up here and it just falling off. So it's here. Of course, everything was down around April the 8th, right? So that explains that right there. And it got up to 61, 63, and dropped down to 49. Let's check out the dividend history. What? What? Come on, dog. This is crazy. I know this has something to do with Misty. I missed. Wow. Okay. I will keep my eye on these two. Okay. All right. Okay. Man. Okay. Okay. Thanks, man. I appreciate that. I'm going to keep my eye on those. Man, I ain't heard nobody really. Well, I have heard a few YouTubers talk about I miss, but man, oh my goodness. All right, Alan says the sound kicked off, bud, and it took me a while to figure out what he was talking about. I'm like, sound kicked off, and then when I'm watching the video in its entirety, when I got to the 104 mark, sure enough, my sound lost. And I think what happened because the video was so long and I was waiting for it to process so I could go to bed. And finally, I restarted the computer and I got it to functioning. And I guess somehow restarting the computer, it lost my sound because it didn't finish processing that. But thanks, Alan, for bringing it to my attention. I appreciate that. Um, Dennis says, "What's up?" From your Midwest brother. I listened to your page. Your content is great. So I'm start buying some Misty this week. This week. What about this right here, man, that you just pointed out? This here and this here? Oh, I don't know if I'll be buying some Misty with those with what they paid out. Oh, man. Oh, but I get it. This comment was made, and this comment was made a few days after. Okay. Never mind, man. But anyway, he said, I listened to your page. Content is great. So I'm starting to buy some Misty this week. I know the margin is expensive, but I'm using cash. I understand why you're not buying Misty. Did you know about YieldMax going to buy shares and change out the synthetic shares or just gospel? I have a blessed day. Now I did hear something. I had this pulled up. Where is it at? Reddit. I don't know how true because I ain't really found nothing concrete. But it says your prospects change for all funds now allow the ETF to buy deep in the money options or the underlying stock security itself. We now can overcome the NAV erosion while paying dividends. This is a quote from a person who created the post at Trade Hayes on X. I think I saw that, but Other than that, I don't have anything concrete. I can't remember. Jay said they did make some changes in that video he was doing, but if so, that's great for everybody, man. Appreciate that. All right, Joey said, this is the craziest stuff I've seen in a minute. Down to see how it unfolds, though. Very interesting. I said, pray for me, man, that the Lord will lead and guide me on what to do. Stay tuned. Let's see how this turns out. Thank you. He says, you are, oh, he asked a question. Are you reinvesting dividends on the dip? All right. In 2 months. Um, all right. Wolf Bandit says, so I'm also, he says, so I was thinking, man, I need to get $300,000 loan invested in the CONY. I can definitely live off of the roughly 22,000 a month with the extra money left over the regular bills. I can reinvest into plenty of other ETFs and crypto and watch the stack grow each month. Yeah, I said, now you know I can never advise you to do that. I'm staring at him like I'm giving you the eye, man. I've heard of stories of people doing that with Misty. Now, I did say I could never advise you to do that. I want to state that for the record. That doesn't mean I haven't thought that. That doesn't mean I haven't planned for it. That doesn't mean that you won't see that happening down the road. But yeah, I think he's trolling me. I don't think he's serious about that. But I have seen people do stuff like that. And I do have plans to do that myself once I get this debt paid. But I'm not advising anyone else to do that because that can be very risky, and that's not good sound financial advice. But the numbers do look to be good if you do that. All right. Uh, Robinson said, this person needs a strip to follow. I'm trying to get better, surely but slowly. And she's probably talking about my delivery, um, sort of here and there a little bit. But for right now, it's just winging it. Go, as Ken Gray says, I'm keeping it real. I'm keeping it raw. Of course, he also does say the 5 P's. Proper preparation prevents poor performance. One day I'm gonna get that up on the wall. So, all right. Gary said Zim has a rating of sale. I was going to invest 2K until I saw that. I said, yes, I see that Zim. I was just giving some history about my investment and the highest dividend that I had ever seen before Platy uh, recently did what it did. Uh, can't make this out, but the cat says strong, good. I said, let's go, let's get it. All right, let's check this. Is anything there? 11 days ago, all that should be have been taken care of. All right, let's go to the shorts. 10 comments. All right, Martin said, congrats on the portfolio recovery. These Palantir and Platy were awesome buys, even with Palantir taking a huge dump in the earnings. I said, thank you, Mr. Taylor. Overall, the market, with the positive news coming out from Washington with tariffs, the market liked it and picked up. But I also think that Palantir and Palladium will help stabilize my portfolio because of the appreciation of those two. Brent said, love to hear it. I said, yes, getting 1,400 off 200 shares at 704, not bad at all, not bad at all. That's the kind of stuff will spoil a person to the point to where when they get $1.80, you're disappointed. But we all know 180 is above the average in any normal paying dividend. All right. Craven said, win the W in the chart for Palantir. I have 10 shares, and that $7 was nice. Yes, sir, it was. I can't make out this. Says, son, that is one impressive monthly dividends. He said, check that bad. Look at them charts. I said, yes, sir. It's very, very impressive. James Miracle says, oh, Lordy, Platy, nice. Yes, sir. Nice. She looks like a perfect 10. Did you not see them curves? Now I got you, man, just messing with you. All right, let's see here. All right, Clutch said, I really appreciate the work and updates that you give, but do me a favor and say since instead of cent. Thanks, man. Keep the awesome work. I said, thank you, sir, for taking time out of your day to watch my content. I've taken what you said under advisement, and I'll try to address it on this past Wednesday's video that I did in the middle of last week. I'll continue to be conscious of it, and I'll try to do better. Thanks for the honest feedback. And he's talking about when I be saying cent instead of cents. All right, and that's probably annoying. So thank you for pointing that out. Gary says, may I ask, what is the benefits of having two accounts? Yes, that is okay. All right. All right, so let's get to the post. Look like we're supposed to be out of here. All right, we got 6 in here. All right, Maurice again says, bro, we'll be in the Forbes soon. I said, you're funny. I'll be on the Dave Ramsey show trying to explain all this debt and change. Oh boy. Mike Lopez says, what's the payout next month for Misty? I says, we won't know until they announce it Wednesday morning. He said, how much is Platy paying? I said, it paid $704 this month, but it varies each month. The premium collected from options, and they pay it out to shareholders. This has been the largest payment, yes. All right, let's see this one. So this was from my post. I said the correct answer is between 14,000 and 20,000 for $17,472. Watch this video if you want to see that more in depth about that. He says the amount in the range of 7 to 14K, not quite, but you was close. He said one share or multiple shares of company. He said Misty number 1. Let's see here. Checking you out. I'm staring. I'm looking at that. Can't remember. All right. All right. So Curtis Washington said, absolutely love the screenshot. Thank you, Sarah, putting it out there. Hoping it'll be informative. Bryant says, I have Tesla, I've got Misty, and I got AMC in my Roth IRA. And then I asked him a question. He said, I have Weber, so I have a regular account that has these in there. So if anyone is listening at this point in time in the video and have what he's got, these account in the IRA, are they all in one account? Are they in one account that has separate account numbers, because I know with the IRA you can't withdraw the money, and I would like to do that with Robinhood, but I don't know if I start it, I won't be able to withdraw the money. So if I knew that I could do that separately within Robinhood and could continue to do what I'm doing, I would, but I can't lock the money up right now. So if anyone can answer that, please drop it in the comments. This individual said, how much do you have invested in each of these funds to net that amount? He was talking about, if you saw the thumbnail there, and I replied, gave him that information there. Shotgun Smurf says, I love it, man. I love it. I said, thank you. Somewhere down the road, I hope to increase those positions, the small ones there. All right, let's see here. That may be it. Yep, that's 10 days ago. Yep, I think that's it. All right. All right. I want to say thank you. Thank you all. Y'all have a great Memorial Day. If you made it to this end of the video, CONY will be paying out. So I'm looking forward to that. Just got to survive Thursday. When they pay that out of the stock price. You all have a great and safe Memorial holiday. And remember those that gave their lives for our freedom. This is YieldMaxMindset. I'm out. Have a great one. Let's get this money.